Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Bhaktavijaya166. As you may remember, the women were furious with Namdev for throwing the touchstone in the river. Men and women came to see what the matter was and asked what had happened. Rajabai told them everything. Parisa Bhagavat, learning what was taking place, and beating himself, he also came where Nama was. He told the people Nama had wished for a touchstone, and now he tells us he's thrown it away into the deep hole in the Chandrabhaga River. The different classes of people now began to revile both of them. Yet the pious bhaktas continued to praise Nama. They said gold and clay seemed the same in value to the servant of Vishnu. He could never have desired to possess the touchstone. The crooked-minded, however, remarked, "A deceiver puts on a garland made of tulsi. If he desires the touchstone belonging to the Brahman, how can you call him a good man?" Parisa, full of emotion, said openly to Nama, "God and his bhakta are both deceivers. Why have you ruined my home? You call yourself one who is indifferent to earthly things, and yet you had a longing for the touchstone. Think it over in your mind whether the saints will approve of this." To this, the servant of Vishnu replied, "Why should you want this touchstone? Outwardly, you call yourself indifferent to the worldly things. So I threw the touchstone away in one of the deep holes of the Chandrabhaga River. If you regard this as untrue, go into the water and look for it." Hearing Nama's words, all the people broke out into a laugh. We cannot think of any expert who would be able to recognize it in the sand. Namdev turns pebbles into touchstones. Nama then leaped into the water and did a remarkable thing. He took a handful of sand in his hand and said, "I have here many touchstones. Choose the one that belongs to you." Hearing the words of Nama, all the people began to laugh and said, "To his sight, pebbles and touchstones look alike." Others remarked, "Let us prove what he says." Some of them therefore took a handful of needles and applied them to the pebbles, and all the pebbles turned out to be touchstones. All the people were astonished. They now remarked the hand of Nama, as it touched the pebbles, turned them all into touchstones. Everyone now rejoiced and cried out, "Blessed is Nama." In the joy of love, the assembly of bhaktas now cried out, "Victory, victory." Those crooked people who had reviled him now had to look on the ground in shame. Seeing such a miracle as this, Parisa Bhagavat began to repent. He said to Nama, "There's no one in the world who is as blessed as you are. I had prayed to Rukmini and asked her for a touchstone. I was ready to give my very life for it, not knowing your power. Wherever your feet touch, there all power is to be found. I have no desire now for this touchstone. I desire only your hand of blessing." He then threw back into the water the touchstone which Namdev had brought out, and Parisa Bhagavat became a suppliant of Nama's, as one attached to him. In listening to the teachings of the servant of Vishnu, one acquires divine knowledge. The interesting stories which will be related hereafter will give great joy to the listeners. This special book of the Bhaktavijaya is really nectar. Those who drink of it with pleasure will never be harmed by the diseases of this earthly life. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.